Hi, I'm Jeff, and this is the Richard Wilmore Show. Music from Jason Scott, Hearts Need Art, and Skyline Drones. Hit it, Big Infinite!
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door. It's the Richard Wilmore Show.
And now, here's Richard.
Hey everyone! Jeff, good job.
Thank you.
What'd you do with your hands? I couldn't see you back there.
I just tried to keep them at my side.
Just did that?
Yeah,
Good.
best I could.
Where are you from?
I am originally from Burlington, Iowa.
Ah, what brought you here?
The Navy brought me here, yes.
Is that what you're doing now?
It's not. I recently got out.
And what are you doing now? Anything fun?
I work for Methodist Hospital as a financial analyst.
What's your shirt all about?
My shirt is all about my wife's nonprofit called Hearts Need Art.
Do you want to give a little plug for Hearts Need Art right now?
I'm gonna let her do the talking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
We have a really fun show today. Jason Scott is here performing for us. Gabriel from Skyline Drone is here. We're gonna Constanza from Hearts Need Art. We're gonna do some crafts. It's gonna be a fun show. So ready? We'll be right back. Getting better. We're back. I am here with my friend Constanza. I'm very excited to talk to her today. She has a really great nonprofit. It's called Hearts Need Art. Thank you for being here. Everyone welcome her, please. So you have quite the story. I want to start out with you and kind of your history.
Hearts Need Art Creative Support for Adults with Cancer was really born out of an intersection of my personal experience with cancer and then a great need that I saw in San Antonio for healing art programming for adult patients. So when I was 13 years old, I was diagnosed with leukemia, and which, as you can imagine, or if you've been close to anyone who's dealt with cancer, you know that the emotional and spiritual crisis that it throws you into is just as hard as any chemotherapy treatment as you might go through. And so I had 130 weeks of chemotherapy, some sort of chemo every day for 2.5 years. But thanks to all that, I have been cancer free for 15 years now. But like I said, that emotional trauma doesn't go away just because you finish treatment. And I, all through my experience with cancer and then even after cancer, one of the powerful tools I used to cope were the arts. I worked in the arts, singing and creating art and doing all those kind of things. And there was an organization in my hometown that supported families who had kids with cancer. And they had a group for teens and young adults, and we would get together and we would do art. And that was a powerful way that we could communicate our stories and express our anger and our frustration and turn that pain into something beautiful. And that was a really transformational experience for me. And then when we moved to San Antonio about 10 years ago, I started volunteering on the adult floor at a local hospital. I saw that there was a huge gap in services available to the adult patients compared to what I had access to as a pediatric patient. And a lot of the patients that we worked with weren't much older than I was when I finished treatment. And the young adult, adolescent population in cancer community is the most at-risk population. Their prognosis rates have not improved since the 1970s. And they're at higher risk for anxiety and depression and PTSD. About 80% of them go bankrupt. Like, it's a really terrible time of life to have cancer, and there's a huge gap in the support services available for them. And so, anyway, I'm probably getting ahead of
No, it's a talk show. You keep talking.
Anyway, so that kind of gave me the idea. Well, I'm a singer. I studied music in school, of course, and so I just started singing for the patients, and that was such a transformational thing for most of our patients that I was like, okay, I really need to explore this, because it was my favorite thing to do, was to go and sing for the patients on the floor. So I kind of left my life of performing and acting and doing those kind of things to start this nonprofit. So.
And when did you start it? When did you start Hearts Need Art? I want to say that as many times as I can.
Hearts Need Art,
Yes.
for cancer. So we incorporated in end of 2016. So we're still a new nonprofit. We're about 15, I can't do math, 16 months old. So we're a little toddler, but we're doing really cool stuff.
Yeah, tell me about what you've done. I met you at the Woodlawn Theater.
Yeah.
I was there seeing something, and you were just there.
Yeah.
You had a booth, and I was like, oh, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
I need to know my show.
Yeah, the Woodlawn Theater they brought me in to come and talk about what we're doing, and so I'm so grateful to them. Go Woodlawn! So at the hospital now, so we use the arts. We train up local artists and musicians to facilitate art making in healthcare settings. So we go in and we do art classes. We do bedside music, where we sing for patients in their rooms. We do a music and movement program, which is a lot of yoga and just kind of fun movement stuff. And then we also bring in musicians to do concerts on the floor. And that seems like a lot to do on an oncology floor, but a lot of our patients are spending weeks and months at a time living in the hospital. And their immune systems are so suppressed that they cannot leave the oncology floor. So imagine seeing the same walls, the same floor for 6 months and having no activities or nothing to do. And so the patients that I was working with were struggling with isolation and just sheer boredom, and it just was adding to the already stressful situation of going through treatment. And so our group programs give them an opportunity and an excuse to get out of their rooms and interact with each other. And there's some really magical things that happen when you facilitate that kind of human connection through the arts. And our patients have created some incredible stuff. Like this is something that, sure.
I shouldn't touch it.
Oh no, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful piece that one of our patients did. Let me move my water out of it. He started this when he was getting ready to. When he was getting ready to go into his bone marrow transplant. So we work primarily at Methodist Hospital right now, and so they have a premier bone marrow transplant floor or unit. So we get a lot of transplants. Anyway, he started this in art class. We were drawing our spirit animal, and he decided to do a phoenix. And he worked on this. You can see there's a lot of detail. He took it with him back to his room and continued to work on it, which a lot of our patients do. They will start a piece of art, and then it gives them something they can do in their rooms. So we're really trying to equip them with tools that they can take back to the room, so they can do something besides just watching TV or trolling social media or whatever. Give them something constructive to do. Anyway, so he finished this the day that he left the hospital for transplant, and he gave this to me. So in this picture, he drew himself. You might recognize this mythical figure of Icarus falling because he flew too close to the sun. And then he drew his sister, who is his bone marrow donor, as the phoenix who is rescuing him. And then he wrote all the things that were encouraging to him and that he wanted to hold on to more of, and the things he wanted to let go of. So fear, failing, forgetting. Anyway, so it was just a really beautiful example about how we can honor the things that are important to us in our life through art, and I think that's really the main purpose of art. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm not an artist, I can't do art. Like, we get that all the time in the hospital because in our society we think art is only for young children and stay-at-home moms that do Pinterest. But it really is an essential part of us being human, and there's so many incredible health benefits that we see with our patients, but are well documented for anyone in the general population, which we get to do art here in a little bit. So, a little plug.
Speaking of people who can't do art, I'm going to do art.
Perfect.
That should be really fun. What are all of the services that you do offer? I was on your website.
Yeah.
And you guys do so many different things.
Yeah, we have 4 to 5 days of programming that we do at the hospital every week. So we're doing a lot of programming. We're trying to give them something to do every day, so we're trying to build on that. But yeah, like I said, we have a couple art classes that we do a week. We have once a week we do our movement class, once a week we do the bedside music, and then once or twice a month or so we do the concerts on the hall. So we do all those.
If you're that busy doing that many things a week, are you looking for volunteers from artists and volunteers in general and musicians, stuff like that?
Yes, and I'm so glad that you do this. I'm so grateful for what you do for featuring artists and musicians in the community and organizations like us. And it's such an important, artists are such an important part of the life of a city. So if there's any artists or musicians out there that are interested in looking into doing this kind of work with us, you can go to our website, hercinart.org. There's a musician application, there's an artist application, there's just a general volunteer application. So we have people who are not necessarily super artistically inclined, but they really love the work that we're doing, and we need those people to help us facilitate all of our programs. And so we take volunteers. We also have an ambassador program and team, people who are excited about what we're doing and want to support us. They can fundraise for us online. They can bring us into their organization to do an art supply drive. There's all kinds of ways that you can support us. Those of you who are in the community who want to see this work cover the whole city.
It's a great organization. It's super important. I had cancer. My dad actually has had it since 1992. He's in the hospital right now, actually.
Wow.
Doing some stuff. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to talk to you, because I think it's super important, and I wish something like this would you spend a lot of time sitting in a hospital staring at someone in a bed, and there's nothing for them to do.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna set up a little craft thing, and I'm going to attempt to do something good.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back after
Hi, Tasha Wilmore, founder of Helpline Deck.
Hi, I'm Richard Wilmore. I'm a freelance social media director and a webmaster.
Helpline Deck provides customized administrative support to business owners that will help you get through your day and achieve work-life balance.
And I get the small business owner back to work because time spent maintaining your online presence is time away from work. Welcome to Two Owners Walk Into a Meeting.
We're glad to have you.
All right, we're back. Yay! So you're going to teach me something, hopefully, right? When we do in a class.
Yes. So like I mentioned earlier, most of the patients we work with are not professional artists, and so all of our classes, the curriculum that we use, has to be very accessible to anyone who doesn't usually do art. And I'm one of those people where I'm a musician, so I never considered those visual arts and music are not the same skill set. Mm-hmm. They're both creative, but in different ways. Anyway, so I told our artist that teaches our programs that I have to be able to do it. And if I can do it, then pretty much anyone can do it. So this is a simple activity that we do in class, and it's called mandala drawing. And you may have seen these. These are some examples of different things that have been done in our classes before, which are incredible. But it's very simple. All you need is a square piece of paper, just a straight edge, ruler, pencil, and really the compass is optional. If you don't have this at home, you can kind of get away without it. But what we're going to do is essentially set up the grid. And I'm going, when you're using your pencil and you're setting up your grid, mark gently, because you're gonna erase this after we're done. I'm gonna mark a little bit harder just so it can show up on camera. But essentially you're gonna draw a line from corner to corner.
Can you, I know it's hard to do this and talk at the same time. Can you talk about sort of the health benefits of arts?
Yeah. Well, so our patients, we do surveys and data collection in our programs, and our patients report about 40% less pain, perceived pain levels. They report lower anxiety and depressive symptoms. Singing and listening to music produces endorphins in your brain, which is that feel-good chemical. Increases human bonding and connection. It really is pretty incredible, and the research is growing. Break real quick.
Okay.
So the next step, if you can see here, we have 8 different sections, okay? And now we're gonna put our compass in the middle, and we're just gonna draw a few circles. There's nothing super precise
You
about
get to
this.
decide how big the circles are.
Yep, doesn't really matter. Again, this is just your guide. I like to do like three or 4 circles, is usually good. Okay, so now we have our grid. And I have a grid for you too.
Oh boy, see, she didn't even trust me to make a
Yes.
grid. She's smart.
Well, you know, for TV and time and all that
Right,
stuff.
TV magic. I did this during the break.
So we have some markers with us. These are Tombow markers, and they're watercolor markers, which are really fun.
What's
So
fun?
you can pick whatever color you want, just whatever's calling to you.
Okay.
This tip has a brush tip, and this tip has a
Oh.
pointed tip. So whatever you want to do.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is you're just going to make any mark, but whatever you do, you have to repeat it in each one of the sections. It doesn't have to fill up the whole section. I mean, we can start as simple as like maybe we'll do a little
Perfect.
thing here. And we're just gonna, and it's good to turn your paper as you do this. Now, mandala is Sanskrit for circle, and this is a meditative drawing technique that's been used for a long time. And it really is the process of the repetitive motion of your pen and kind of going around in the circle is really meditative and calming and relaxing. I'm gonna pick a
I feel like I'm
green
stressed.
here.
I'm not quite sure.
No, you're doing-
It's a lot of pressure.
Normally, you're doing
Right,
it
normal
in the
people.
quiet of your home, and you don't have to do it in a certain amount of time. But you can. This is such a great activity that you can do in whatever length of time you have. You can start it and then put it away and then come back to it. And continue to build on it. This is one I started earlier today. You can do, I do like a lot of organic shapes. A lot of people do geometric shapes. We even have one patient, I have a thing here. He was really missing, he'd been away from home for a long time, and he was really missing fishing. That was the thing he missed the most. And so he created, in each of his sections, he put a different fish thing or something that related to fishing. And so he really took, you know, instead of just the abstract shapes, he created something that really reminded him of, and took him back to a happy place. So there's really no limit, except your own imagination.
Yeah.
And if you get stumped, if you're doing it at this home and you're stumped for like, what do I put in here? Just look up pictures of mandalas, and you know, copying is totally okay when you're doing art. It gives you ideas, and you know, artists love to copy each other, other artists, and riff off of each other.
And so many people get nervous about it, like I am. And then it's just like let yourself go, you know?
Yes.
Whatever comes out,
Yes,
you can't
it's
do it wrong.
absolutely-
You don't need special markers either, I assume.
No, you can do this in
whatever's
black
on
and white. You can do this with a pen. This is really doesn't take a lot of you know, equipment to do this process, and it really is about the process. You really kind of have to, with this mode especially, you have to let go of any preconceived notions about what the end product is going to be in. We're very results oriented in our culture, and this is a process oriented activity, and we really try to do that with all of our art. It's just about doing it and letting your instincts take you, and it's really cool to see what comes out of people when they do that.
Yeah,
So-
and if it takes you 5 minutes to do, if it
Yeah.
takes you 5 hours to do,
Yes.
what's the difference?
Exactly. It's about
Do I have
enjoying
any?
the
I
process.
didn't do anything during the break. It's fine. I thought I had
Oh,
something,
but this is a great start.
Yeah,
you
isn't
can
it
add
fun?
color to that and all kinds of stuff. But then when you're done, you would just erase the marks, and then you would have a beautiful thing that you could put up in your room or in your house or give as a gift or something.
they're so pretty.
They are, aren't they beautiful? Yeah, we have some really cool ones. Anyway,
I want that one. I want that one.
yeah.
How can people support Hearts Need Art?
Yeah, so you go to our website, there's lots of information on there, heartsneedart.org. We have a need right now for more monthly supporters, people who are really committed to seeing this work grow in the community, who want to commit 5, 10, 50, whatever dollars a month. That really is super helpful. You can give one-time donations, you can create fundraisers for us through our website. We also just launched our new Hearts Need Art store, so if you want to enjoy the arts yourself, we have our coloring book journals, which are really beautiful. You can buy these on our website. We have our coloring books, stress relieving coloring books, colored pencils, all that fun stuff. And you can also buy our cool t-shirts, of which I have one for you.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Go to the website, support them, follow them around. They're on everything. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah,
I love it. Thank you. We'll be right back. Sealing this. I'm taking it home.
You should take it home. Yeah.
Welcome to Two Owners Walk Into a Meeting. The purpose of this networking group is to have a safe place for small business owners and entrepreneurs to meet and know they are not alone. We can share ideas, struggles, and collaborate to improve our businesses. Two Owners was created to be an affordable, lively, interactive, and educational environment that is beneficial for both you and your business. For more information, contact Two Owners Walk Into a Meeting at gmail.com. We are very lucky to have them as our house band today, whatever day you're watching this, it doesn't matter. Please welcome Jason Scott.
Well, I thought it over, how it's come to this. I must have lost all my common sense, chasing a dream, running through my mind. So I called her up to say how I felt. Just before I could get it out, she was gone. The silence was on. She didn't hear a word, she just hung up the phone. Operator, operator, would you be so kind as to reconnect this number? I just spent my last dime. She's got my love on hold and my heart is on the line. I was always just one step ahead, just close enough to keep my fingers wet. I've been acting a fool, fooling no one but myself. But now I'm ready to talk, you're willing to hear. The choice of words is my biggest fear. I'd say anything, yes I would, if it'd change your mind. You got my love on hold and my heart is on the line. Operator, operator, would you be so kind as to reconnect this number? I just spent my last dime. You got my love on hold and my heart is on the line. Would you please be so kind as to reconnect this number? I just spent my last dime. She's got my love on hold and my heart is on the line. She's got my love on hold and my heart is on the line. You got my love on hold and my heart is on the line.
Thank you for that. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. How long have you been in Texas?
I went to high school in Houston, Texas. I'm
Okay.
from Oklahoma, but I lived out in the Panhandle by Amarillo, in West Texas. And then I joined the military when I was like 21, 22, and went all over the country, went overseas. Then I ended up getting stationed back here in Fort Sam in 2008. Left after doing 2011, decided I liked it, so I stayed.
Yeah, I'm liking here. I've only been here since September. I'm not mad I'm here.
No, it's good.
How long have you been creating music?
I've been playing guitar since I was 10. I've been making my own stuff since I was probably 24, 25. So I'm midway through the military career, so I've been writing my stuff.
You just started? Like,
Yeah.
you thought, oh, I can do that?
I mean, I've always kind of had a preference for singing, but I never really thought to do it professionally until I was in my 20s. I'd always just been a guitar player, but enough people told me that they liked what I did, so I figured I'd take them seriously.
You gotta believe someone sometime, right?
At some point, you gotta start believing.
Exactly. Who inspires you?
Man, I'm inspired by so many people. It's hard to say as far as like musically, because I listen to everything. Give me a genre, I'll find you something that I absolutely love. I'm really inspired by actually like underground hip hop communities and how they bring each other up. Everybody's featuring each other's albums. Everybody's giving everybody shout outs at shows. I think musicians can learn a lot from that actually.
What do you think about the music scene in Texas and San Antonio?
I think it's grown a lot in the time that I've been here. It was pretty much non-existent when I moved here, at least from what I could see. Took me a while to find some stuff, but in the past 3 or 4 years, I've seen it grow exponentially. I put a lot of hard work in.
It seems like that's what I've found since moving here. There are a lot of talented people here.
Yeah.
And that's so much fun to be around. Are there people that you know that are kind of on your must-watch list that you want to throw out there of like, you know, if you can see them live somewhere? Here
My must-watch list? Man, there's so many. I don't know. I'd have to go down. I'd have to pull a list of about 30 people. There's a lot of really great female singer-songwriters here in town that I would recommend people checking out. Sierra Lynn Brown, Trisha Lynn Anderson, Katia Haywood, Olis. Man, find me on Facebook. I'll post a bunch of links to everybody.
How can people get your music?
You can just go to www.jrscottmusic.com and everything's centralized there. All my social media, all my links to my SoundCloud and everything like that. So just jrscottmusic.com.
Okay, good. Go support him, would you? What do you have coming up?
I'm playing here tonight, actually, down at Dingality Meats. I can't pronounce it. Dingality Meats. Yeah, 6:30 to 9:30 down there. And then next Friday, I'm at the Park Point on Grove Stage Road, 6 to 9 p.m.
Okay.
Again, if you go to my website, just check out my calendar. Everything's posted there because I can't even keep track of it.
When you're busy, that's hard.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us all hour. You're awesome.
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to go to, heartsneedart.org and get one of those musician applications.
Oh, perfect. We'll be right back right after this. Do I have anybody who wants to play? Do you want to stand up if you want to play? The two stand next to me. Okay, great. Introduce yourself.
I'm
Your
Jeff.
hands. Jeff, where are you from?
I'm Jeff. I'm from Burlington, Iowa. Great.
I have no idea. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
What about contestant number 2? What's your name?
My name is Bianca. I am from Mexico.
You came in for the show, right? Yes, flew here just for the show. Perfect. We'll probably talk to you. I don't know, your husband later. Maybe, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. All right, we're going to play a game. Have you ever played the headband game?
Is this where you try and guess who somebody is?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
Have you ever played? Who wants to start? Who wants to guess first?
You ladies first.
Okay, put this on your head. So you're going to describe these to her,
And she has to try and guess.
and you have to try to guess them.
Ready? We're gonna win.
And then, I don't really know who wins, but we're going to play. Let me make sure these are the right way. Don't cheat, anybody. So you have, we're gonna give her 60 seconds to get as many as she can.
Oh, 60. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Who's on the timer?
All right.
So you're gonna slap that on your head and then he's gonna, ready? Go.
Be careful. Okay. Oh my gosh. Girls band from the late 90s.
From the UK,
From the UK. There was
like sporty.
Sporty and
Oh, damn.
And then you can also cook, you put,
yeah, it's like red cayenne is.
you wanna? Pepper and salt are,
Oh my God.
and what are all?
That's wiser?
Yes!
All right, ready? Go, go, go. Okay, your mom fixes this for you when you're sick.
Soup?
Yeah, what kind?
Like vegetable soup? Chicken soup?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, did she?
She
Oh,
cheated.
what a cheater!
That one counts. Okay. You eat this with eggs in the morning.
Ham? Bacon?
Bacon.
You have 10 seconds. You have
All right.
4, 3, 2,
No.
1. That
All I could think of was a movie.
one? How many did you get? Was anybody counting?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
Nice.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Oh man. All right.
Ready to take those.
Thanks.
You might need your hands.
Yeah, you might need your hands to act this out. And I'm so ready. So pressure.
Okay, tell me when to go. Go!
Okay, she's a singer.
Okay, Madonna.
No.
Okay.
She's like newer.
Izzy
Like
Azalea.
Umbrella. She's a
Taylor Swift.
No.
Rihanna.
Yes!
Okay, this is from Transformers movie.
Optimus Prime.
No, the yellow one.
Bumblebee.
Oh!
It's an animal.
Oh my
Animal,
gosh.
two colors.
I didn't see it.
Animal, 2 colors only.
Zebra.
Yeah.
I'm
Professional.
like a savant.
Oh my goodness.
It's a show from the early 90s with a bunch of old ladies and they all live together. Yes!
Yes.
Okay, 10 seconds.
Okay.
9.
A cartoon.
Oh,
like,
7.
It's a weird
5.
family.
Oh.
Like,
I don't know what you said.
I don't know. Oh
How
man.
many did you get?
4.
You got 4 too?
It's a tie.
Okay. We don't have the 2. Okay, ready? We have time, right? How many? Yeah, we have time. We're gonna play another round. We have 2 rounds.
Oh, okay.
Or
Does she need this?
Yeah, she needs that now.
Okay,
or
sorry.
maybe 3 rounds, depending on how much time we
Oh
have.
man. All right.
No one said we planned to show out at all. We could show up and do it. Okay, ready? Go!
Okay. You eat this and it's in slices and it's delicious. And
pie? Apple pie?
Well, and you put pepperonis on it.
Oh, pizza.
Yeah. Okay, so these are on farms and you get milk from them.
Cow.
Yeah. Oh man. So there's a disaster going on in Hawaii and it's because there's stuff that's
The
going.
volcano?
Yeah, but yeah. This is a restaurant. It's the Blank Factory, and people love to eat there. It's a type of
Cheese factory?
yes.
Sure, close enough.
Yes. You make this when you are out in the woods and you want to stay warm. And it's
The fire?
yeah. What kind? Like what do you do when you're in a tent?
5, 4, 3,
Yes,
2,
the fire.
1.
Campfire. Sorry.
How many did you get?
4 again.
Oh man. That means we're at 8.
Oh, campfire.
Okay, switch. Celeste, this is it. You have to beat her, otherwise nobody wins anything.
That sucks.
I just need that.
All right. All right. I'm ready.
Go!
It's a big animal.
Oh.
Like,
It's a big animal.
yes.
Elephant.
Brown? No.
A
Brown.
bear.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes, when your wife is cheating, you need
Yes.
When she's what?
cheating.
Cheating.
I need to. Her phone?
You hire.
Oh, a private investigator.
Another word.
Sorry.
Get excited about games.
I don't know.
Yeah, like.
And a lawyer, an attorney.
No.
The
Someone
police.
to check her.
Dick Tracy was a.
Yeah, Dick Tracy. they're going to check your cards. You just say
The
it.
phone.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, over here.
Nope, that's the other one.
Oh, this
There
one
we
is
go.
up
Something
here.
that you take on mornings.
What
every
time do we
morning.
have?
Coffee.
No, like all the things that you take on the morning.
Oh, breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
Dude, I don't want to get this one. Number
3,
four. Okay.
2,
Strawberries with-
1.
What I missed?
Detective.
Man, I'm so slow.
You won! You won from our first sponsor, Tapatio Vegan Tacos. You won a $25 gift card. They're amazing. They have a food
I
truck.
love tacos.
They're awesome. I stood in line for an hour and a half to get their tacos, and it was well worth it.
I'm Mexican, so I love it.
We'll go together. It'll be fun. Thanks for playing.
Awesome. Thank
We'll
you.
be right back. What are the perks of joining Two Owners Walk Into a Meeting? You're going to meet a variety of small business owners from all over the country. You'll get tips, referrals, and access to guest speakers to assist with your growth. It's convenient. You can show up in your pajamas. Be comfortable, but be professional. You're going to teach as much as you'll learn because we all have something to share. And you'll get a ton of exposure through social media. So join Two Owners Walk Into a Meeting today. Email us and find out how. All right, I think it's fascinating that that you can throw something in the sky now and film it and then create really cool things. So I contacted Gabrielle from Skyline Drone, and he came with this tiny little thing that makes amazing videos. So thanks for being here. How did this business come about?
Well, it started some years ago. I've been living here in San Antonio for 5 years, and I started flying around. I discovered that drones exist because I was watching a YouTube video that was recording some whales in the middle of the ocean, and it was fascinating how those aircraft was filming it. So I just get more information about this, and I'm here in the plane. So I really love to film the post-production and also editing and everything. So right now I've been doing this for 4 years now.
Did you have any experience in like editing or anything before, or you started because you loved it so much?
No, I really like that, and I buy a camera, a GoPro, when my first kid was born. So, and then at the same time I discovered the drones. The very first drones were really big. You can attach a GoPro with it and you can start flying. But well, I don't know, it's like the cell phone. It's getting better every year or every 6 months, and it's faster, it's growing. So now we have this tiny drone that it has its own camera, so you don't need a GoPro anymore. So I just go and take some courses of post-production in LA. So I came back and started doing a lot of cool things.
So tell me about what types of things you film, who hires you, like what you create.
Okay, well, I've been doing a lot of things. I really like the aerial photography. You can see in a whole different perspective everything. So it's very interesting watching, I don't know, like a parking lot from above or those ordinary things. And well, I've been filming with local bands. I've been produced and filmed with Lonely Horse, Voodoo Boogaloo, and a lot of local artists. Also with the Latin Grammy winner Natalia Lafourcade, she's from Mexico City as well. And a lot of things like advertisements, just to make everything like with more impact, you know? So, and last year I started a personal project that is called San Antonio Personalities. You can find it with the hashtag SA Personalities on Instagram or Facebook. And it's a 1 minute video. And it's really cool because I mix the aerial shots, and it's about highlighting influential characters of our community. I came from Mexico City, that is a really big city, and I have noticed that San Antonio is growing. It's getting better. A lot of friendly people is around. A lot of talented people is around. So if I can just mix these cool drone shots with their talent, it's very, very amazing. So now, right now I have like 21 episodes on the social media.
Somehow squeeze my name in there, and we're gonna film something after this, after our show today.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Yeah. And I'm gonna pretend to be influential. How many drones do you have?
Well, I have 4 drones. I have the double of drones that my kids. So I start with the bigger. You know, when you start like driving, I always compare the flying a drone like as driving. You know, your first car, you crash every time and everything. You get tickets and everything. Well, with my first drone was like that. I just crash a lot of times, and it's about practice. And this is the new one. This is the newest one. This is the newest technology of drones. It's really tiny, but you can get really amazing footage.
I'm kind of afraid to touch it. It's very tiny, but I feel like it's very expensive, and they probably don't have any way of paying you back. So can you pick it up?
Sure, no problem. Yeah, it's really good.
And tell us,
really nice.
like, what is it? Where does it film? Like, how does it work?
Okay, it's really nice because you have here your propellers. These are your antennas, and it has a range. It can go 5 miles away. So that's really important that the FAA is trying to make some special rules in the cities. So because it can go really, really high. So you need to be careful, don't fly really high or close to the airports and those things. But following that, you can do a lot of amazing things. And you don't need to hire like a helicopter or something. So it's really nice. Here's the camera that is integrated. I shot in 4K or 1080. And it has like a really good range, so it's really nice.
And there's like a remote control, is that how it works?
That's right. You can plug your phone, you can download an app.
Really?
Yeah, and also you can fly with a remote control. You can control it with your hands, or you can control it with only your phone via Wi-Fi.
Wow. What do you think the future of film is with stuff like this available?
Well, it's really amazing that you have seen that a lot of videos on YouTube right now. You can find like drone shots on it, and it really makes a different perspective and a really professional work. The videos are getting like I don't know, like more impact with these kind of shots. So I think they are more accessible. They are you can buy it on Amazon or Best Buy. You can go to Target and get one. So it's really good. So I think it's on their way to everybody can have a drone or personal camera that can fly around you. And
that's probably how we'll shoot this show next week, I would assume. It's just all drones driving around here. We're going to take a little trip outside.
Sure.
And we're going to play with this thing, and we're going to see what happens, okay? We're going to be right back, and we're going to be outside.
Let's go.
Alright, we're outside of the Bear Stage where we film every Saturday at 4 p.m., so come hang out with us next Saturday. We're still here with Skyline Drone. What are we doing out here?
Well, you can see that I just plug everything. Everything is ready for flight, so let's have some fun.
Alright, let's go.
Ready?
How easy is this? Is it? Okay. Oh.
Easy. Look at this. Now you can start flying.
And this thing can go 5 miles?
It can go 5 miles away. Really nice. And also what we can do right now is make a smart capture. So, for example, you go in front of the drone and you can go your place your stand like this.
Wait, we're moving with your hand?
With your hand. There you go. It's trying to, did you move?
Oh, it's moving with me? See? I feel like it's going to attack me. I feel like it's
following you back.
Super creepy.
So let's try something here. Do you want me to go on?
Yeah, just don't hit anything.
Sure.
Thanks everyone for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door. It's the Richard Wilmore Show.